Okay, it's what you've all been waiting for. It's time to get your final project instructions for Management 386. It is time to take everything that you've learned this semester and put it into action. You've had several chances to practice a lot of the components that are going to be inside the final project, but it all revolves around going through the entire entrepreneurial process to do the due diligence associated with filling in a business canvas so that when we get to the end of it, we can look at the information we have and make a good decision. Should I go for opening this business or should I not? And that is where we are. So it's time to get your assignment. You will notice that I have posted the instructions for you on the website, GinaSimpson.online. So let's talk through those instructions. This is a two-part assignment. The first part is going to be due earlier. It's a smaller component. And then the final part of it is due several weeks later. You are able to work on this assignment alone, or you can do it in teams if you choose. That's completely up to you. And the goal of this, like I said, is to be sure that you can complete the entrepreneurial process and do the due diligence associated with evaluating whether an opportunity is something that you should go for and you want to open this business or not. So, the first deliverable in that, and this specific one is due on March 30th. You will type this out and you will email it to me on March 30th by end of day. In this, you're going to tell me who your team members are and or if you're working alone. And I want you to use your entrepreneurial awareness to look around and find a problem in the market that the market wants solved and that they're willing to pay for. We've gone through this process a few times. You know how to do this using your entrepreneurial awareness. Once you identify a problem that the market wants solved, then I would like for you to be creative and think of 5 different ideas that are possible entrepreneurial opportunities that you could implement to solve this problem. After you've come up with those 5, then I want you to evaluate those 5 and tell me which one is the best opportunity based upon what the market is demanding. And I want you to prove to me that you did this the correct way. You know how. After you've done that, then you're ready to tell me who your customer segments are. Be very specific about that and write your value proposition. This is all of the work that should happen up to getting to fill in the business canvas. That is your first deliverable that is due on March 30th. Type this out in the order that's listed on the instructions that I've put on the website and email that as one PDF file to me by end of day on March 30th. After that, you pick up on the second part of the project, which is your second deliverable. And this is where you will actually begin to do all of the due diligence to fill in all of the information inside the business canvas. You should have your value proposition already in your customer segments. Now you start filling in channels, start filling in customer relationships, key resources, activities, and key partnerships. You're also going to fill in the bottom portion, which is cost and revenue. Now, at this point in class, we haven't talked about how to do the cost and revenue portions of it, but we're going to cover that in the next 3 classes. So that gives you plenty of time to learn how to do that and to complete the due diligence associated with that so that you can complete that part of the project. Sorry. So you're going to complete all of the due diligence associated with um, filling in the business canvas and fill in the business canvas. I also want you to write a mission statement. One other thing that I want you to do, and you can see this on the instructions, is we know that once we write the original value proposition and we write out who our customer segments are, that the first time that we do that, that's just a hypothesis, and that we should do customer validation to be sure that we have really, really honed in on what the value proposition and customer segments should be. Now, I'm not asking you to actually do customer validation. You don't have to do any true interviews. In the days of COVID, this is really hard to ask you to do that as a student. However, I do want you to write out the list of questions that you would use for all of your interviews if you were to do it. You've had a lecture on what those questions should sound and look like and what the goal of those questions are. So completed business canvas, questions for customer validation, writing out a mission statement, and you're also going to do financials for this company. Like I said, we're going to learn this over the next 3 classes, how to do it, but you're going to give me the startup costs associated with opening this company, pro forma income statements for the first 12 months of the company, something that outlines as a detailed pricing strategy, along with what your cost of goods sold are, and what financing needs you will have, and what sources you should go to for those financing needs. These are all the things that I want from you. In addition to that, I want a written, typed out report that details where all of your answers came from. Now, a business canvas itself just has a summary in it. It's kind of like a PowerPoint presentation. It's just a summary so that you can glance at it and understand, what the main points are. Your written report is going to tell me the details. How did you get there? So, written report, I will be looking at in depth and grading. It says also that you should do, I took away final presentation. You guys are doing this online. So my in-class students, if you are watching this video and you are in class, you need to do a presentation with some team members, and you will do that in class. If you are a virtual student and you are taking this class virtually the entire semester, then you are not required to do PowerPoints or a presentation. The final portion of your project is due on April the 15th. You will email that to me by end of the day. Now, I've put all of these details in the instructions on the website. Look it over and let me know if you have any questions that I can answer for you. And I will do my best to get back with you and make things just as clear as mud for you. But it is time now to get started on your final project. First deliverable is due March 30th. Second deliverable is due on April 15th. I look forward to seeing all of your projects and how well you execute the entrepreneurial process.